This is the Mercedes Vito Viano version. It's got a 2.2 litre diesel engine, and for me this is just the sort of thing I really want. What I like about it, I like the shape. The shape is something which suits me down to the ground. I'm a functional person, I like things to be functional. This has got lots of functionality about it. Well, the space, got a lot of space for storage. That's really what I'm interested in. I have a business, which means I've got to carry stuff around all over the place. I do lots of journeys, and quite honest, the car is absolutely not suitable to it. This would mean that I'd be freed from carriers and other people. I could carry all my own stuff and get it in there. It also means that in my private life I like to get around and do lots of tourism. You might have seen that because I have lots of films. And thanks to this car, well, first of all I can get my bicycle in there. I can get sleep in the back, no problem when I fancy it. Could even make myself a little shower in a toilet or something in the back as well. It's all perfectly possible. Well, having said that, I've done it before. So this is the sort of thing which I really want. But how suitable is it? And that is the question I'm now going to be trying to answer. So this is the view from the driving position, and wonderful panoramic view. Next thing I'd say is there's very nice big mirrors which can give you a good view of what's going on behind you. And there, for example, on the right hand side, is when you get in it the first time, you might want to start changing the position of the mirror, and you can see how well or not you have parked, which I think is an extremely useful tool. What else have we got? This is the position. So you're sitting here. Let's have a look what we've got around. Now on the steering wheel itself, there's something which I believe is supposed to control the radio and the telephone. But to be quite honest, it's not very good. I've just changed the radio by putting my finger on here and changing it in that way. The dial for the volume is so close. I mean, it doesn't really get in your way at all. The gear stick is here. Now, one thing I very much like about the gear in the Vito is that you've got a small gear stick. I personally like this. It's something which appeals to me, and it's not. It's nice and comfortable. I've got my arm on the armrest. There's the armrest, and it's, if I wanted to on a long drive, I can change very, very easily. Now, this is an automatic gearbox, so I'm not going to be changing it very easily, and because I'm not going to be changing it at all. Below, we've got a nice big bag place here for your crisps. So there you can just stuck it and take the crisps in and out, as well as your mobile phone and your camera, if you want. And here you've got a space there, nicely organised space to keep your beer in. So you can get your beer out when you're driving or whatever it is. So that is, everything is in the right position. There's no long leans across or anything like that. I'm average height, so I suppose the rest of me is pretty average as well. And it's all in easy. It's in easy reach. Up here we've got a very nice lighting system, and it works. Okay. It's pleasant, it gives enough light to see and all the rest of it. Whether or not you can actually sit by it and read, if you're into reading in the car, it possibly isn't enough, but then again, I don't know a single car that is enough. Now, some models have a sunroof. This one here doesn't, but a sunroof would be a very, very nice addition to the car in general. Now, let's come back to the control panel. You can see everything, you can see what's going on without any problems. You've got the speedometer and the rev counter, the fuel and all the rest of it. Now let's just turn the car on, and what we can see here, how many Ks it's done and all the rest of it, it's been, but it's absolutely and utterly clear. Now let's take one step round again, and what we can see is what I have done today, how fast I've gone, and so I've done 15 kilometers this morning. It's taken me 1.25 hours to do the 15 kilometers, so that is very much an urban cycle. And what it's given is the fuel consumption, 15.6 litres to 100 kilometres. That is, I think, a fair, it's quite a lot. It is very heavy. Now, on a run, if you're on national road and all the rest of it, doing between 80 and 100 kilometers an hour, let's say, I found it gave around 7.5 litres per 100. And if you put your foot down, let's say 120, 130, in my opinion, it seems to be giving around 9, 10 litres per 100 kilometers. And fuel consumption on not doing going too fast, it's not too bad at all. Now we've also got down the front there, we can see what gear we're in. So it's in P now, but if I were to change it, for example, then it would change accordingly. So that's there we are. Now it's in reverse, neutral, drive. Obviously you are going to realise what gear it's in, because first of all, you can only take the key out when it's in P, so when you come in, it's going to be in P anyway. And if you're going forward, I think you can assume that you are in drive position, but who knows. Radio, excellent sound system, absolutely brilliant, but then again, I think all cars these days do have brilliant sound systems. I'm going to say something about the heating. Now it's got this is climate control. It's got AC, but it's got this rather unusual dial, so you can turn the dial down. So you've got this little clock thing there. You can see the clock, and that tells you where the it's coming out at. Now this runs from 16. Now you can see 16 is the effectively the lowest temperature, and it goes up to 20, 28. So you might want to keep it on 20 degrees in the car. The fan itself does make a little bit of noise, but you know, you can sort of live with that, I think. Particularly if you've got the radio on full, and if you're going to need it on that much, then probably it's probably very hot. You've got the windows open anyway. So there we are, turned off. Good. One other thing I think I'm not so keen on, though I don't really understand how to actually do something about it. There's a blind spot on the right hand corner. I think the this thing here, this is too thick. I'd like to see that cut down a bit. I'm not too certain how it would be cut down, how to make it a bit smaller. Would it affect the strength of the car and other things? So on that front, I'm not certain. I mean, that's obviously something for the designers. But I do feel as though there is something which I would like to see a little bit thinner. I'm talking on the subject of blind spots. Obviously you have a height, but you can't see parking bollards and things like that. Now it's a great position to be up a height, but with the parking bollards, I hit one in my my normal car when I was trying to park the other day, which I didn't see. And the good news here is that we've got this sensor here, which will parking sensors, which really do they do make a racket, and they do let you know, and you'd probably be driving quite slowly. Having used these now for the first time ever in my life, I can say they're utterly brilliant, and to me it is something I would say is pretty much essential, because you cannot see really. Look, there's the view from the mirror, and as you haven't got a huge amount of vision at the back, certainly if it's below. So the parking sensors, very, very useful to give you warnings, although in my opinion a little bit too delicate, because it started making a racket, and then I get out the car, can't see a thing, then I see it's, in fact it's there is a bollard, but it's a good 50 centimeters away from where I am. So there's plenty more room yet to park in. I'm not at all certain what Mercedes had in their mind when they put in this seating arrangement. there's 6 seats in this, so it's like 1 seat more than a normal family car. There's huge amounts of legroom in here. It's legroom heaven, but I can't quite see the point. I mean, sitting in the back here, we've got a nice big space there for your beer and all the rest of it. And you've got there's an electrical point, well, a car lighter point, I should say. You can open the windows. You've got nice little cubby hole sort of things here to put your junk in, and these are things which can be developed further for if you want to do something else with that. For example, I'm totally certain what the idea of that is. Lighting could be better. Okay, I can just about read in this light, but it is 9:30 in the morning, even if the day is horrible and raining and overcast. There is a place also for hanging your things up on, as well as the normal hanger. And there's something else in here which also appears to be some kind of a hanger. Another nice little thing is the heating, or not, which is up the top. But is this a taxi? Is it something you took people from the airport? What is it exactly? And that's something I just don't quite understand. Is it sort of an executive carrier? What did they have? This seating arrangement doesn't make sense. Now, in my case, I'd be ripping the seats out anyway. I need a carrier. I need a van. To take my stuff around in, keep my bike in, to do my trade fairs in, and to sleep in when necessary. I don't want to go down the camping car route, so this is ideal. This is an upgraded version, so it's got a sliding door on the right hand side and a sliding door on the left hand side. And standard versions, I think, only have a sliding door on one side. Another really excellent features. Look at that light. Look at that. Look, you can really see quite well outside. It's a horrible day. I've got the light on, which is making it even worse. But it's very, very clear. But from outside, and you try looking in, you just cannot see. It's brilliant from that respect. I really appreciate the glass. It's that's a real plus in my opinion. Space for luggage at the back. Well, there we can see my luggage at the back. We have a couple, 3 bags and a box. Yeah, okay, not bad at all. Can't complain at that. I think that's quite all right. Very, very nice. Here we have the view from the back. Look at that. On a day like today, you can be travelling around. Got a long journey. Sit on the back thing here. Get your tea out, and it's a horrible weather. You've got a nice cover above you, and there's plenty of room for the dog as well.